Hi and welcome to our crafting session this evening. Try not to knock everything over. Good evening, my name's Jenny McCormack. It is Thursday the 14th of September 2023. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a very dull day here, but no rain, so fingers crossed all will be good. Our stamp set of the week this week has been Zany Zoo with these fun creatures. We have 6 images altogether featuring the creatures. So we have a ballerina, dancing leopard, we have a karaoke tortoise, we have a knitting llama, crocodile on a bicycle, a squirrel with binoculars, and a raccoon with some balloons and 3 sentiments and some extra little bits and pieces to go with it. So we've been using that this week, and we used it at Coffee and Card on Friday, Monday and Tuesday, and this was the basic design. Although we used the Zany Zoo, it was really the backgrounds that we were focusing on. So these are just some of the cards made at Coffee and Card. Hi Michelle, I can't believe you're watching us. How are you doing? Poor Michelle is sat in hospital. I hope everything is okay. So glad to see you with us. Hi Heather. So we have the knitting llama, but the main thing were the backgrounds. So we've used backgrounds and cut them at different angles. Here we have that fun crocodile on the bicycle. We have the raccoon, although I did colour him with the wrong colours. He should have been grey, but he's actually brown. And then I showed people at Coffee and Card how to do these circles in the background with blends pens. And then we have our dancing leopard, and we have our karaoke tortoise. So these are just panels of cards that I would normally use at Coffee and Card complete, but we just cut them at different angles and in different places, and it just makes for a more interesting background. And obviously here I've used 2 pieces, and then the other piece is 2 pieces of pink and 1 piece of the yellow. Oh bless you, fingers crossed. I hope you're feeling okay. Obviously you must be feeling relatively okay to be watching me, and all the best for the operation tomorrow. So those were what we created. Oh, it's all going on here in Coffee and Card. So just really doing simple images, bit of colouring in, but some interesting backgrounds. This was a card we did at our last customer craft day, and this features the crocodile on a bicycle, and I've used the dies to cut the crocodile out, and then use some of the Zany Zoo papers underneath. So I'll show you the papers in a second, and they feature a whole series of different characters, but also some black and white card design, paper designs. So that one's got the happy birthday to you, so that's one there. And then these are 2 that we created relatively recently when I had a team online event. So our team gets together online, and this is demonstrators that have joined through me, with me, and their associated team themselves. And this is a shattered glass technique. It's also called a faux shutter technique, and we were doing that during our online class, and I chose these papers to do my cards with. And these are from the Zany Zoo, or the Zoo Crew papers. We've got the little pig with the rucksack, and I've coloured in the rucksack. The pig comes ready coloured, and then that fun little sloth doing a little bit of yoga or meditating. And these are the reverse sides again of that paper, and I've just added a couple of sentiments here on the bottom right hand side. Now interestingly enough, this design is also featuring in our monthly class this month in September. It's a fun design. You can do a simple version, which is the one here on the right, or you can do a slightly more complex version here on the left that has got 4 different pieces of designer paper, whereas the one on the right, as you can see, is all the same. Okay, so those are what we have done already. Now let me show you the papers. And these are from the annual catalogue, as is the Zany Zoo stamp set and the dies. Now there'll be some duplicates in here because I haven't gone through and tidied up the papers. Just going to move that out of the way. And so there are a whole series of other animals. There are some that match the stamps and the dies, but we've also got the elephants, we've got the armadillo with a present, we've got a koala juggling cupcakes, and a dog blowing a party, can't think of the word, a party blower. And then we've got aardvarks on a unicycle, we've got skating ostriches, we've got a bunny on a scooter, we've got a fox on an electric, a motorbike, all sorts of really fun papers. And these have all got black and white or white and black reverse. It's a lovely paper pack, isn't it, Heather? So we've got a frog. So this one is music themed, this particular one. We've got a warthog, we've got a frog, we've got a beaver, a bear with an accordion. So apologise that these are just pieces, but fab backgrounds, black and white backgrounds, white and black backgrounds. This is the one that the little piggy came from. This is all about camping and outdoors. And so you've got a line at a campfire, you've got the squirrel, and then you've got trees, you've got a little bear with butterflies, all sorts of things. And then these are the reverse. This is the one with the sloth and the llama. We've got a cooking goat, we've got a painting hedgehog, we've got a bear reading a book. So you name it, we've got it. Here's a dancing reindeer and a dancing sheep, and there's the leopard, and there's a little, not quite sure what that is, and then we have a hippo. So some of these have dies that cut them out, and some you would need to fussy cut if you want to cut them out individually. Okay, so those ones we've seen, I think that's a duplicate of what we've seen already. There's probably one page. No, I think I've got them all. Okay, so let me show you the dies, which I've just buried here on the right hand side. So just really quickly, there are 20 dies in total that go with this set. So some are more obvious than others. So these large shaped ones here cut out the characters from the stamp set, and also those same characters that are in the papers. And then we've got flowers, balloons, trees, and we've got these curtains, and this one is a scalloped edge that I'm going to use. And then we've got some other bits and pieces. We've got the stool, and we've got a bottle, we've got clouds, and there's small flower and tiny little tulips as well. So I had the idea, and I must have seen this somewhere, but I can't remember where I saw it, to use the curtains to make a theatre style card. And I cut out some cherry cobbler, but then I realised I've got some of this red velvet paper from ages ago. We don't sell it anymore, it's retired. But I thought, thinking of theatre, often they have deep red curtains, and I thought red velvet curtains, perfect. So I've die cut those ready, and I've also die cut this piece here, which is going to be the top of our theatre piece. And I have got a window sheet, and then I've got a base card, and somehow out of all that I'm going to make a theatre card. You can see I haven't actually thought this right the way through, so bear with me, we'll do it together. I have cut out some little balloons here in the gold, so there are some balloon die cuts, and there are also these tiny little dies. There's one die, let me see if I can lift them up for you a bit better, and these are the curtain pulls, so they're the little stays that go here on the curtain. Now I have no idea if this is going to stick to the velvet, but I've cut one each of them out, and I actually put a sticky sheet on the back, just making sure those are the same. So let's start by attaching these and see if they stay put on the velvet. Okay, so I'm just going to peel that off. Now also you could do these in any colour. Not quite sure how that should go, whether it should hang over or whether I should have it higher up, but I can always trim it away. Okay, now to get that one similar. Okay. Right, so those are going to be my curtains at the side, and then I'm going to have this piece here across the top, and then I'm going to have my character in there. So I may stamp and I may die cut, I haven't quite decided, and this is all going to go onto this card. So what I'm going to start with is I'm going to cut a panel of this off. So this is a standard A4 card that I've cut at 10.5 centimeters down the long side. So let's put this in at, let's say, about 3 centimeters. Okay. If the sizing doesn't work, I can always recut this bit. And then I'm thinking of adding my window sheet here, and then I'm going to put a layer of velvet. Now I've actually cut two pieces, one is actually bigger than the other because I hadn't thought through how much I needed. Okay, so that's going to go on there, and then I'm going to have my curtains, hi Sandra, on either side, sort of like so, and this is all going to be attached to this piece here, and then I need a piece at the bottom, and that's going to be, you know, like the bottom of the stage. So let's start by, I don't know if I need to cut this, yes I do. So this would have been cut at 4 inches, I expect. So I'm just going to cut so I don't need to waste any really. Cut it roughly there. I can trim the bottom off, and I can also trim the side as well afterwards if I need to, which I think I will do it like that. So what I'm going to do is attach this piece on here, and then I'm going to put my piece on top like that. And my plan, if it works, is to cover the back of this up with another piece of the red, so it's sort of double-sided. So hopefully that will be deep enough. What I could do, I suppose, is cut those the same, and then I would know it's going to fit. You can see I just literally put a piece of red in. Okay, right, let's attach this piece first, and I'm just going to put it on the top here, and I'm just going to use some tape, she says. And she has, and the reason I use tape is I don't like to use wet glue anywhere near acetate. So let's put this on here and trim this piece off. I've seen lots of fabulous theatre curtain cards, so I'm hoping I can do it justice. Okay, so let's peel that off and try and lose the odd cat hair which is floating around. Okay, lining this up on the left hand side like so. That. And now I can trim that off. Like so. Well, that's stuck in the track for sure. I've got a tiny little bit more there actually that I can take off. Okay. Right, let's cut these the same. What I might do is put a little bit of wet glue in between and just use my post-it note to lift it off, because I just want to hold it temporarily. I don't want it sticking there for good. Let's just move this out of the way and hope you can see what I'm doing. Okay. So what I could have done is actually measured and cut that to start with, but because I did it a little bit Heath Robinson, that's the result. So and I'm just going to grab another post-it note, hold it in place. So I hope everybody's had a reasonable day, other than our poor Michelle. Okay, this is just going on there to hold it in place. There we go. So now I've got two pieces. Just separate those that I know will be the same back and front on my card. Okay, right, let's see how this is looking. So I don't know if I need anything on top of this. I want this to come down a little bit. Okay, and I want my curtains to actually be underneath. So I think what I'm going to do is position my curtains against that line, because I know that is straight. and I want my hangers to go the right way round. So I could position those two like that. And then that's going to go on top, and then I'll trim that afterwards. Okay, so I'm just wondering if I need to put something here, maybe some pattern paper. So let's grab a little bit of that black. I'm thinking this one would be rather good. So I'm just looking to see if I've got an offcut. I have. Oh, it's not quite big enough, but it'll work that way. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take a piece of that and put it at the top, and then I may also put it at the bottom. So this wants to be 10.5 centimetres. Like so. And then I just want, that's 3 centimetres, I seem to remember. So this could be about 2.5 maybe. Yeah. Okay, and then I'll reserve that for the bit at the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to put these pieces on first, because I want those underneath my curtain. Okay, having said that, I'm actually going to put this piece on first. Dear, dear, dear. Right. Okay, now I might mimic this on the other side as well. I'll have a look and see. Suppose I could have used a black card and then just had black at the top, but we'll go with the design. Okay, put this one on next, and again I'm going to use tape because I really don't want to get my glue anywhere near the rest of it. That acetate. And this doesn't have to look pretty because I'm going to put another set of curtains on the reverse. At least that's my plan. Hi Alison. Okay. So I know that that will fit on there wherever it needs to go. So 1 and 2. Make sure my little tie back is in the right place. And I'm going to put that on there. Like that. This one on the other side. If I can get the tape off. So these pieces here I put self-adhesive on, and that's sticking really nicely to the red velvet paper. I thought it might not stay in place, but it has. Okay, you can see where we're going with this now, can't you? So these are going to go on the back. And again, just a little bit of tape. I can't believe it's taken me so long to use these dies. Actually, I don't think I've used them, apart from cutting out 1 or 2 elements. I don't think I've used them at all. Tut tut. Okay. Put this piece along here. Now this die cut, as it cuts out, has got holes in it, slits in it, and that's another reason for not using the glue, because the glue can sort of ooze out in the gaps. And this is really just to make this look pretty on the back. So if you're not worried about it being white on the back, you can leave this step out. And I'm just hoping these are the same size. I wonder if they're not exact. That's better. No, it's just the way I positioned it. Okay, so I think these are symmetrical. Let's put a little bit more paper on. 1 and 2. So this is our stamp set of the week. So if you order the stamp set of the week this week, then I will die cut all of these pieces for you and send you the components ready to make a theatre card yourself. Okay, so this element is going to go on top now, like that. And then I'm going to repeat the same thing on the inside. I haven't bothered with the gold pieces here because they're going to be the back of the curtains, but you could of course do that as well. So I don't want to cover too much of this up, so I'm thinking that would do. And I think I'm just going to put tape along the top. Like so. I can't believe it's nearly dark, folks. 7:30. Okay, so this piece is going up here. I don't want to cover up too much of my curtain. Ah, did I cut these to the same size? Okay, so one thing I've got to watch is that the scallops, can you see the scallops aren't in exactly the same position? So I know this is slightly wider than I need. I should have cut those the same. Could put those on dimensionals actually. I think maybe I'll do that. Might be a bit late. I could put this one on dimensionals on the front, and it just gives it a bit of interest, doesn't it? Okay, let's do that. Hi Fran. I hope you are keeping well. I've just misplaced my dimensionals. I'll just open a new sheet. So I don't know if you've made a theatre card before, Fran, with the Zany Zoo, or whether you've done something similar. Right. So what I should have done, yeah, it will just fit. So I'm cutting that to the same length. All a bit trial and error with me today. But that's the fun of doing a stepped up card. Okay, so I'm going to put this on the right hand side so I can trim off the left, and I want it just overhanging a little bit. He says. Okay, that looks better. I could have definitely helped myself by cutting those pieces the same and maybe doing the scallop die cut at the same time. Okay, so I'm going to trim this piece off the side. I'm also going to trim those edges of the curtain sides, and then this edge here. So there we go. It's getting there, isn't it? Okay, so I want to put another piece. Do I need to put a piece of the black? I'm not sure that I do. I just need to put this piece on here. I don't think I need that piece on the top. I might live to regret that, folks. Okay. There we are. And then trim that one off. Looks really lovely with the red velvet. I'm really pleased. I had a last minute, oh, I could use that moment. Okay, so there's that. Now I've got to do something similar at the bottom. So I'm thinking, I don't want this to go right the way down. So I could actually just attach that with or without that panel. I might trim this down. What's on the other? Yes, I need to put that on the back, don't I? So the question is, just going to trim it to there. And then I can place, I know what I'm going to do. Okay, this is the rest of the base of the card. So what I'm going to do is attach that, and then I can put this piece on top, because I don't want just the flimsy paper on the bottom, because I need to cover it up. So I ideally want to cut that in two, so I'm not cutting into another piece. So I think what I will do is, I might as well butt that against those. Put that little piece on and then cut it. Maybe. Oh, I've got another piece here. Which way has this got to go? It's the wrong way. That way. Okay. Right. Just wondering. What you do? Sorry folks. I think I'm just going to put a little piece of black first. Just so I can use that in half, really. I haven't even got to the Zany Zoo character I'm going to put inside. Oh dear. Right, let's see. Let's do 4 centimetres. Might be too much. By 10.5. might be able to use black on its own. Oh, that was so close. I could, instead of using a white piece, I've got a kitten at the window. In you come. Well done. Okay. Take 2. This has got lanterns cut out of it. And 10.5. It's got some self-adhesive on the back, but that's okay because I'm going to stick it down anyway. Right, so this is going to go on the bottom like that. Like that. Kittens come too. Sorry, being very indecisive here, aren't I? Right, I think I can get away. Yes. Hello, squirrel. I think I can get away with putting that on there. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to put tape on here after all that. Oh, it's gone out again now. Crazy kitten. Okay, so what I could have done, what I should have done, is worked out where the bottom of this was going to go and started there. But never mind. Okay. Trim that off. So. And then I can put a piece of this in. One on one side, one on the other, she says. Let's have a look and see. So I'm thinking like that, and then a full one on the back, and it's not far off. Bit of a miracle. Okay. Just going to stick that one on. So I'm going to centralise this one. Just for an element of interest, really. Like so. And then this happens to just about fit on there. And that will cover the back of our window. And then we've got our theatre. Slightly short, but I'll get away with it. Oops. Okay. Whew. We made it. So here is my theatre card. It's got nothing going on in the theatre at the minute. but I hope you like it. Right, let's see what we're going to put on the inside. So it's nicely tidied on the back, so I'm happy with that. So I did have the idea of using the balloons which I cut out earlier, putting 3 balloons and a dancing something. So I've managed to lose a balloon already. It's probably on the floor. Or not. Okay, so let's just see what we're going to put. So we can either stamp, or I'm thinking, let's have a look at the dancing, the pieces with the dancing animals. I mean, you could have the karaoke ones. So we've got the sheep, we've got the reindeer. I was thinking, oh, we've got the hippo. Decisions. Right, let's have a quick look. Which is the best one to cut out? Probably this one here at the top. Let's have a look and see whether she'll definitely fit in there. You have to excuse my rather poor fussy cutting, but it's a white background. I could put her on actually a piece of the patterned paper, would be quite nice, the white patterned rather than the black. Okay, so here's our dancing hippo. And she's got a pink skirt. I could use my blends pens and actually turn that into a red skirt if I wanted to match the curtains. There we go. So, bear with me. Do you know what? I'm just going to cut those little bows off. There we go. So, Friday tomorrow, I've got a relatively mixed weekend, working all day Saturday, and then preparing for class. So our September class is now open, and you just need to decide if you want Christmas or non-Christmas or both. And there's a video with all the designs. And the email has been sent out as well. You can see the video on YouTube if you just go to my YouTube channel. It's on there. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that will definitely work, won't it? So I'm just going to see what I've got that I might put in the background, and I have in mind maybe the dots. Da-da. What do you think, or is that too busy? And then I could have ideally 3 balloons. What do you think? With or without the balloons, I wonder? Just move my papers. I think it works with the dots because you've got dots and stripes, haven't you? So what I'm going to do is position this in here and just mark where the bottom of that curtain is with a pencil. Because what I'm thinking is I could cut that panel and then you've got panel at the bottom for your message, your sentiment. Well, let me know what you think. Okay, we'll try it and see. And do you think I need the balloons? Balloons, yes or no? It brings the gold in and it's perfect for a birthday card, isn't it? Okay, so let's just turn this over. 10.5 is the width. You could of course have a stage going long ways and then have a whole, that would be fun, wouldn't it? You can have a whole little orchestra. Right, where did I mark that? There it is. I don't know which way that went though. I think it was that way. Yes to the balloons. Thank you, Heather. So, does that work like that? Yes, it does. And then you've got a little bit of space for a happy birthday on the bottom. Okay, right. Let's just make sure this is going to fit. It's good. It's just going to bring it down a little bit so I definitely don't have a gap. And now I'll just turn that over. Just hoping I've got it the right way around. Yes. So just bring that a little way down from the top. Like so. There we go. And then let's see how far she needs to be out. Just literally off the bottom, isn't it? I want to use dimensionals. Okay. Right, just position that really lightly. There she is. She could go a little bit lower. So the thing with dimensionals is to ease them like that, and just don't push too hard when you're just temporarily positioning them. Okay, it's going to come down a little bit more. It's going to be literally right on the bottom. Hi Carol, thanks for joining us. Well done on your live yesterday. So Carol went live yesterday, all the way in Florida. So here we have our theatre card, which I've done a rather roundabout way, but we got there in the end. So I've got some balloons here that are going to go, and I have a third one. So I'm going to put 2, and when I find the third one, I'm going to put that on top like so, and I might add some thread to the balloons so they go behind her hand. Let me bring this up to the screen so you can see that a little bit better. Okay, so I want to find my other balloon, but I think my chance of finding it is very slim. It was on my little post-it note, which I moved, of course. So let me just find. Oh, there it is. Whew. I suppose I could do a velvet balloon, or shall I leave them all as gold? I think probably all as gold, because otherwise it'll yes, it will. Okay, so they don't want to go any higher than that. If anything, they want to come a little bit lower. So I'm going to be very bold and put some thread on there. Let's see what I've got. I've got some silver. This is where I need my gold thread. I've got some baker's twine. White. It doesn't really need to show. Thanks, Michelle, my darling. So tell me how you're feeling, Michelle. And what were the symptoms? Stick with white, I think. Okay. Groggy, bless you. Oh, absolute rotten luck. Okay, so I've got 3 pieces there. So what I'm going to do is put those behind with a glue dot, if I can find my glue dots. Oh, so you had some warning of it. Bless you. Gosh. Okay. I'd much prefer to use a glue dot, but I've taken enough of your time, everybody. So, going to take my glasses off, tuck that underneath, like so. Give it a minute. And not pull it out. Let's hold it to a minute. Okay. Okay, and I know those are longer than I need. Just want to get the placement right, really. Move those out of the way. Hi Valerie, hi Jeanette. Oh, bless you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a small dimensional this on here and completely forget where I had it before, because that's what you do. Do. Okay. And the string is tucked underneath, like so, and then let's grab another one and just position it, and then I'm going to put the other one on top. That's where it wants to go. Stay. Well, I'm glad they found it, Michelle. That's all I can say. So, and I'm going to tuck that one under in a minute, and then put that one on top. I'm just going to run that thread and a little bit of glue. Yeah, she's complaining because she's been shut out. She's had food and she's got the back door open. But there we go. Let's put this one just here. A little bit bunched up, aren't they? But hey ho. Now when those are stuck, I'll trim the strings off at the back. So there we go. What do you think? Sorry about the reflection, if it's reflecting on the window sheet. Obviously you could do this without the window sheet, but you need something down the sides for it to hold on to. So there we go. There's our fun little hippo with the balloons. So we could put a happy birthday message on the front, and then you could have your sentiment written on the inside, or you could write it on the reverse, of course. But we made it. Took me an hour, but actually, all things considered, I had die cut these pieces ready, but I hadn't really thought how it was going to go together, other than I knew it was going to come in that direction. But you could easily do one this way with the curtains like that. Quite tempted to do that, but in fact, if anybody buys the stamp set of the week, I'll send you some of these characters, and I'd love to see someone do that, because I was thinking these you could have the warthog, the bear, as a little scene on the stage. So there we go. I'll just wait for those to dry, and then I will trim those strings. I don't want to do that until those balloons are fully in place. So I hope you like my theatre card. I'm not going to put happy birthday on because I haven't decided what the occasion is. It would be great for somebody going to stage school or starting ballet lessons, wouldn't it? Something like that, if they're all going to the ballet for their birthday or something. So I hope you like it. I will finish it off, but you've had an hour of me, and that's probably more than enough. So I hope you enjoy that. If you have the Zany Zoo dies, I do hope you give that a go. And if you've already made a theatre card, because I'm rather late to the party, Night, Michelle. Look after yourself, my darling. Keep me posted. I know Phil's been really good, but just to let you know that we're all thinking of you. So yeah, there we go. So thank you for joining me this evening, Thursday, and I will be back on Monday, but I do have the paper shares to show you. Now there's a word of warning because some of the papers have gone out of stock and won't be available till the end of October. So when I've sent out all of the paper shares that are currently ordered, I will let you know how many I have left, and then I'll be closing the book for the paper shares until any of the other papers are available, or I can substitute it because we do actually have some new papers that have come out. So what I might do is substitute the ones that I can't get for the new ones. So just a word of warning for that. But if you've already ordered paper share from me, thank you, that's much appreciated, and I will confirm that, and they're already cut. I've just got to do the labelling, which takes a little bit of a while, but we'll get there. So thank you so much. I've whistled on far too long. Do have a great evening. Do take care of yourselves and your loved ones. Michelle, thinking of you, and we'll catch up with you really soon. Bye for now.